I sometimes have problems with authority, and so I'm like, I'm not going to be any of these things. And I went into business, and even then, who would have told me that business can be this creative venture, this ability to be poet, spoken word artist, author, bruja, spiritual wellness plug. Sometimes I'm like a spiritual, I don't know if it's a coach. It's kind of weird. I'll be a spiritual hype woman. I am energy, and I am looking to share my overflow with others, and that can sustain me. And so I think that the ability to believe that all will be completely okay if I go for it. I'm going to go all in, and there are days that it is exhausting. And there are days that it's nothing but crickets, and you're like, is this worth it? But really creating the space that you feel is missing in the world, and knowing that it will touch the right person, the right people. Eventually, what does come, no matter how long it takes, is literally 50% of this. I don't think it's the fixation of the result, right? I think it is simply the belief that it will happen. And how we go about it from, I think, the sincerest part of ourselves is what amplifies it. Because at the beginning of the day, I've only created the things that I've really desired to see. And so it's not that I've needed to be seen, it's that I can't be the only one craving this. So just believe in yourselves, like believe in the ability to finish that book and have somebody love it. To create that art piece that somebody is going to drop all of their bread on. It is a new month, y'all. November has arrived, and it feels, astrologically, it's complicated as hell, right? But what energy do you want to bring into your November? What harvest do you want to reap? What seeds do you want to plant? And those seeds can believe. You see, I'm here focused on believing. And the seed can literally be planting this thought of, I am capable. It will result in something. This will be fulfilling to me. This will support the life that I want to live. I am abundant. I am limitless. Like, come through with your mantras for November, because this has been a very intense and complicated year to go through, but nothing is over. You are consistently beginning every single morning that you open your eyes. How will you revel in the blessing that is the day-to-day? How will you prioritize joy and pleasure and fulfilling creation? And even if you're somewhere that you don't want to be, let's say a job that you don't want to be, or in a presence that you don't enjoy, how can you gift yourself something today, tomorrow, this week? I think that we can all think and sit with that, right? But if you can believe and support and hype others, we can do it for ourselves. And that's that on that. Like, I've seen the magic that is when we believe in ourselves unapologetically, without the need to allow oppression to shrink us and having to be grateful for the rooms that we walk in. There's two things to the use of gratitude, right? Gratitude for being able to walk in rooms we didn't even know had the door open for us. And then there's this gratitude of, oh, because of luck, you're here. Nah, that's not it. You have worked hard. You have healed things. You have overcome things to be where you are. And so you are deserving and worthy, not only because you originally are, you born worthy. I wore a shirt on Saturday saying, "Thriving while black is a birthright," and that's literally it. That shirt is also available if you're into that. But that's literally the energy that I want you to carry through November. Be kind, be accountable, be intentional, and be audacious with your vision, with your dreams. Some things feel so impossible, but the shit can really pop off. And I say that because there are moments that I'm like, is this really, like, am I really doing this right now? This is wild, but it's real, and I'm here, and I am amazed. And sometimes there are things that you didn't even know was a dream, and it happens, and you're like, wow, some of these sleepless nights were really worth it. So believe in yourselves, y'all, and that is what I have for you this Monday. So what is the energy? What are the 3 words that you have for what you would like to feel in November? I think I will say consistently joy. And joy, I feel like joy and happiness are 2 different things. Happiness comes and goes, but joy for me is like the savoring and the fulfilling feeling of being present and living life to the best of my ability. Sometimes I do forget my self-care. And so that's what I want to focus on more this month. Abundance in all things. And I want my cup to overflow mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of the 𝐴lies, right? And health and stamina just to be able to keep creating and going and building. As always, thank you for listening. I love y'all. Go out and vote. It will be on the 3rd, which is Tuesday. If you haven't voted already, need all the help you can get. And I will also be doing yet another pop-up this Sunday on the 8th if you are in the Florida area. I'll add some info to the show notes just so you have it. Let's see. Oh, shout out to anyone who celebrates Dia de los Muertos and Fête Jeudi. I have the pleasure to announce that I was part of a poetry event for the Smithsonian Latino Center. So check all of their social medias I will also add that to the show notes so you can hear this very special poem where Dia de los Muertos meets Fête Jeudi in the way that I experience it. And so honor your ancestors, the people that you love that transitioned, if that is something that you do and that you are into these days. And just sometimes it's cool to shout gratitude into the ether, the universe, and have it reverberated back to you. So there's a couple of more things that I have. There is a podcast called 𝐵𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐵 and Friends. Is that what it is? Yeah, I think it's 𝐵𝐻𝐵𝐻 and Friends. I will also put that in there. That is an adult erotic podcast, so that is definitely not for children. But if you're into adult audio dramas, check that out. I have a lot of announcements actually. I'm also honored to be part of 𝐷𝐿 magazine, and that is a safe space, basically, a safe space for healers, Black creatives, and it's a very dope and beautiful magazine that I have a poem in, also putting that in the show notes. And what else? Last but not least, Bossy magazine, which is where I do my weekly horoscopes on their live radio show. They dropped their first issue in a while for 2020, and that is a Black woman-owned, Black creatives, Black businesses, all Black everything. And I have the quarterly Astroliz Bossy horoscopes if you want to check that out. It is a free magazine, a free virtual magazine. So it's a beautiful spread, a lot of good stuff in there. So check all of the show notes, and do not forget that you are magic. No te olvides que eres magia. 𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐴 𝐻𝐵𝐿𝐴. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for the finale next week, y'all. Be safe. Have you been lacking in the affirmation department, or what about the inspiration department? I always say at the end of the episode, do not forget that you are magic. This is what Astrolizzics is. An affirmation, a reminder, and a celebration of the magic, magia, and magique in you. Check out the website astrolizzics.com, and it is also in the show notes. Thank you for listening to the show. Check out our Patreon, the website in the show notes. Rate, review, and subscribe or share with the homie. And don't forget that you are magic. No te olvides que eres magia. 𝐵𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐿𝐴 𝐻𝐵𝐻𝐿𝐴. Take care and see you next week.